you got my body, mind, soul.
Okay, we are just about ready to get started. And we're just going to go ahead and at this point, a moment, and full screen. And there's one more person missing with me right now. Here she is. Okay. So, folks, this evening, first of all, we want to welcome you to the Go for Diamond call this evening. And in the past few calls, we've really been hosting the upcoming campaigns, which is something that Tammy initiated back in, I think it was October, November of last year, where we prepared. And in fact, maybe when I've been July or mid-summer or whatever. And then we launched that in December of 2000. Not 19, 21. Oh God, 2021, and it's carrying on, and we have a campaign going on for the entire year. So we've done the campaign in the month of December, which was all geared towards the holiday time. In January, we started a campaign with the weight loss program, and it was just absolutely phenomenal, which is still going on, by the way, for the month of April and March. It's actually a 90-day, which we really, really recommend. And if you're looking for some more information on that, I recommend you go to the past Go for Diamond calls. If you go to activeteamtraining.com, just select the Go for Diamond series and just kind of watch some of those calls. And they're very, very educational and informative. And in the same time, it's kind of environment that you can really utilize in building your business. Tammy, I'm going to pass this over to you to kind of share your thoughts because you really came up with the idea, which is absolutely brilliant.
I think it's what's going to take us to a whole new level. Honestly, I'm just watching everybody come together and teaming up and coming up with some really amazing creative ideas. And I like the fact that we're tapping into the French, the Spanish as well in these campaigns. I know Lucy, you're a part of it as well, and I know that Lucy's been helping out tremendously with the French, especially when we started the December campaign. And so I want to say thank you for that. And we just recently, Chris, started the 15-minute club, I guess you could call it. And this is accountability club, which we started last Monday, and we're rocking it. If you're in this accountability group, just put your hand up because I just want to see all of you who are, I just want to say you are all really awesome. The 7 a.m., I was sure I would not even do past day 2 because I'm not a 7 a.m. worker. I wake up in the morning, I kind of do my meditation, get ready, go to the gym, and I said, you know what, I'm going to give it a couple days. I'm going to give it a shot. I get up at 6 a.m. I can't wait to get on at 7, and I got more productivity done in that short segment of 15 minutes. Some of us stay on for an extra 15 than I've done ever. So I am really, really pumped about these 15-minute segments, adding on to the campaigns. And it's just, this is our year, you guys. It's time. John, you want to see people win trips and stuff like that for the future? This is it. This is the gang that's going to make this stuff happen. I'm just so proud of all of you.
Yes, totally agree. And congratulations to all of you. And as you noticed, I just brought in here Linda, Bill, Susan, and Jasmine, which they are the leaders that are actually teaming up to lead the campaign for the month of February. And I know that we have Bobby Horn that will be introduced a little later, who's going to be sharing some of our very, very elegant and powerful knowledge in reference to our products and how the body can really, really benefit from those. So, and those calls are recorded. So you're very, very fortunate that we have these fine people to really share the news, the information, the knowledge base to be able to either build your business or build your customer base or simply focus on your health, whatever it is that you desire. So at this point, Jasmine, I'm going to turn this over to you for you to kind of initiate. So please do go ahead.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chris. And I am so excited to be here with the February team, the Heart Month team. And as we all know, that February is Heart Month. That's been that way historically. And our Max campaign is called Be Heart Smart. So it's all about being heart smart together. And this is such a super, super important theme and topic to learn as much as we can and to share with as many as we can, because stroke and heart disease have been the #1 cause of death globally for decades. So even though it's a heavy and an intense subject, it's really important, and we're going to make it as fun as we can this month. I'm really excited, like I said, to be working with the team, with Linda, Susan, and Bill. And as always, we've got Bobby Horn on tonight that shares some valuable insights like that, just expand our thinking. And then tonight with the big surprise that we have with John Winterholler. So I am going to turn the call over to Linda, who's going to get it started. Go ahead, Linda.
Thank you so much, Jazz. And before I introduce John Winterholler into the call formally, I'm just going to take a second to see if I can move this slide. And so was going to talk about this slide. So you recall from last week when we first introduced the Heart Smart campaign that we have the challenge and the promotion out there, and the promotion is a big reveal this evening. So stay tuned for just a few more minutes. The challenge, the associate to enroll the most new associates with at least one Max 357 product in their 2 products for the month of February. Will be the receivers of high-end quality branded athletic wear, very fitting with heart health, of course, in addition to a Max product of their choice. And the second winner of this challenge would be the associate to sign the most preferred customers. Again, ordering Max 357 in the month of February. And they too would be the recipients of high quality branded athletic wear and a product of their choice from Max International. So very grateful to John and to Max Corporate for supporting these campaigns. It's been a lot of fun, John. And so at this point, I have the honor of turning it over to you. And I think everyone knows that John is the Senior Vice President of Sales and General Manager of North America and Oceania. So without further ado, John, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Well, thank you very much. And it's a pleasure once again to be with everyone. These Monday night get-togethers are becoming habitual, which is a great thing. And so, and I know many of you probably have tasks and things you want to accomplish, this being the last day of the month. So I'll be fairly brief in my comments, but my congratulations to the entire team. Linda and I have had a wonderful time connecting weekly now for several weeks about several different topics. She's the one who asked if there would be a prize that we could offer. And so I want to take one step further and kind of bait you a little bit with what this prize actually will be for the 2 winners. It says here that it's high branded, high quality kind of things. I invite you, if you're interested, to go to a website called www.urbansavage.com. This is a company that I'm very familiar with. I'm good friends with the owner, and I went to her and I said, I need a favor. And so I said, I want the persons who win this to be able to select an item out of their entire inventory and that I will purchase and then have sent to wherever it goes, but we'll brand it with Max branding. So you'll have a one-of-a-kind, unique piece of your choosing out of their entire selection of athletic wear. So please take a look at that and have some fun with it. And I look forward to actually getting those samples that we have selected for our winners. So we're saying that there's 2 winners right now, one being that person who enrolls the most associates, and another one who enrolls the most preferred new customers. And so we'll need to have some maybe tiebreaker in there, but we'll be very generous. I can promise you, if we have a person or a couple that tie in that regard, we may look at volume, who the top volume producer is in that category, but we'll make sure that those who are working hard are taken care of very nicely. And again, go browse urbansavage.com and be ready to make your selection if you're the winner. So that'll be a lot of fun, and I'll have that personally managed through my friend, the owner of that company. So the second piece that I'm going to introduce, if that's okay, Linda, is the surprise, or do we want to wait for that?
Well, no, absolutely. The timing is perfect, but we have a little bit of a surprise for you, John. So
Oh,
Chris,
please.
if we could have the drum roll, please.
He's muted.
Oh, no.
You're muted, Chris.
I can
Oh,
hear the
did you-
drums.
Did you hear the drums?
No.
We did not.
Okay. You know what? I think it's the very first time we're doing that. Just bear with me here, folks. Oh, because I'm not sharing the screen, I don't have control. You know what?
Oh.
I'll just
I
go
have the-
brrrr.
Yeah,
Tell you what,
okay.
we can change that right away, Chris.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. Let me just work on that. And folks, just bear with us here. We're doing this for the very first time and without sharing the screen. And John, I'm just gonna, and the moment the drums are done, that'll be your cue. 3, 2, 1.
Wonderful.
Did it work out?
It worked.
Okay.
It worked.
So I'm just figuring out how to put sounds and special effects. Now I got to figure out the situation that we were in a moment ago. So John, it's all yours. So you go ahead. And I'm going to do sound one more time, and then it's your cue to start sharing the promo.
That's great. Well, thank you, Chris and Linda and the entire team once again. This is a remarkable effort that you're all putting forward to introduce heart health and re-energize our efforts around 357. And so we want to make it worth the individual's while that you're going to work so hard to introduce and bring in as new associates and or new customers. And so what we're going to do is waive any new enrollment for any new associate coming into the business, as long as their order is 2 products or more, and one of those products is 357. Okay, so in order to capitalize on this, each one of those orders is going to need to be called in to the customer care center. And we've got the flyer that Linda can share. Chris, if you would give her back the screen, maybe Linda can put that flyer up again.
Yeah, you can go ahead, Linda. And
Yes.
And that the details will be in there, but with the customer care number for someone to be able to then
Yes.
bring a new associate in, waive the enrollment as long as they have 357 as part of that bundle. And we'll do that through the entire month of February. Now, on top of that, imagine this, the $50 for additional 500 promotion is also going to be going during this time. So there's a double and triple dip here that's going, where if you're the top enroller for either associates or customers, you're going to get some branded, very nice athletic wear. Number 2, all of the people you bring into the business are going to have their waived enrollment as new associates. And you yourselves are going to get to take advantage if you can generate 500 new CV during the month on enrollment purchases. You get $50 for every bundle of 500. Now, I'm here to tell you, I'm going to give away, and maybe she knows already, but the person who is our first winner of the 50 for 500, there's many who've done it, but our top enroller for the month of December was Ms. Bobby Horn. So Bobby, congratulations on that. So
congratulations.
fantastic and well done. There's others who have also achieved that 50 for 500, but Bobby did it on multiple times. And so she's really working the system and working it well. So follow her lead. But we are very thrilled with these promotions. The switch promotion going on now through into April. Now we've got the heart health promotion coming out to really focus on the month that where heart is so important, to re-energize ourselves around the importance of Max products, specifically 357 and our omega oils, and what that can do for a person's health. So I congratulate the team for coming up with this promotion. It's our privilege and pleasure to participate in that and provide these prizes and these incentives. So my hope is that as soon as the clock hits midnight tonight, you're going to work and taking advantage of this promotion and this offer. How'd we do, Linda?
Oh, you did amazing, John. Thank you so much. Not only the support and the fun from you and your team, John, but just helping to energize and invigorate these promotions as we put these campaigns forth. And hopefully they will benefit Max Associates for years to come. So again, thank you for your generosity and your support, and so appreciative. And again, thanks to Chris and Tammy for the whole idea of these campaigns. It's been a lot of fun to work together and to bring this about.
And
So,
I just see that Jasmine left a comment. Yes, Urban Savage. Let me just say that if anyone's interested, I'm not trying to sell her stuff. I'm using it as promotion, but she will give anybody who I tell her to the friends and family discount of 30% off. So just let me know if in fact that ever is something anybody wants. Okay.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. And so at this point, again, thank you, John. I am going to turn it over to Bill Suchuk. So Bill, if you could take it away.
Thank you, Linda. Well, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce Bobby Horn. Bobby is an experienced business specialist with a demonstrated history of working in the health, wellness, and fitness industry. She is a cardiovascular consultant with a pulse cardiac test, which stands for protein unstable lesion signature. She is a certified smart DNA practitioner with customized nutrition solutions for your DNA. She is a certified health coach and been involved with Max International since 2009, a glutathione educator. She attended and graduated from the University of Calgary, graduating in 1973 with a BA in psychology and sociology. Bobby and her husband reside in Katy, Texas, K-A-T-Y, Texas, and they have 4 grown adult children and grandchildren. Bobby is very professional and a very caring person. She is truly passionate about helping people resolve, regain, and maintain their health. Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Horn.
Thank you so much, Bill. It's always so much fun to come together with this group, you know, my fellow Canadians, what can I say? So if you can allow me to share my screen, I think I can do that at this point, if I can find the right presentation.
Yep, you got it.
Okay, so it was supposed to be like at the very top of the screen, and unfortunately it's not. So give me 1 second to close a couple of screens for you, just in case, because I don't want to put up the wrong thing here. That might prove to be embarrassing. I worked on this all day long, so you would think I would be able to share this like immediately. I don't understand.
Trust me, I get it.
Very
No
top.
worries.
What has happened? Okay, I don't think that's it. Well, this is the first time this has happened to me, Chris. So not sure why I can't see the correct one. Let me see if I can.
Take your time. No worries. Always good.
How embarrassing. That's not supposed to happen.
Oh,
Okay, this is a first for me to have this actually happen. So not sure why. Let's give it one more shot.
That's because you didn't get the drum roll. Chris, hit the drums.
Oh, that's what I was
Hit the
missing.
drums.
Oh, got it. Thank you, John.
Go, Bobby.
Awesome.
There we go. Yay. We're operational.
perfect.
So just a little history. Back probably, I have to stop and think, maybe 22 years ago, 23 years ago, I was the president of the Heart Association for my region. And I have to tell you that it came with a lot of reward. I raised a lot of money for the Heart Association, but it also came with frustration because I realized that everything was geared towards treatment, both surgical and pharmaceutical, and very, very little attention paid to prevention. And I have to tell you, that was extraordinarily frustrating for me because I felt that we were failing to swim upstream. So I was really pleased when Bill and Sue and Linda invited me to participate on this call to be able to share a little bit of my experience really in the last 20 years to be able to show you what we can do, the steps that we can take and how we can be proactive to really do not only nutritional support for coronary heart disease, but also for our overall health. So obviously, I think most of the people on this call already recognize that our biggest enemy is inflammation. I mean, that's where the root cause of disease happens. And if we can reduce inflammation, we know that that's going to be the key. But here are your risk factors for cardiovascular disease, and these are all within your control. We have to be able to control high blood pressure because it's an independent risk factor for not only cardiovascular disease, heart attack, and stroke, but it just is so debilitating to your health. High cholesterol, we all think that cholesterol is the be all end all. And yes, it's important to control your cholesterol, but there are so many risk factors associated with not only the high cholesterol that happens, but the reason behind it, which is inflammation. And anybody who is currently taking a cholesterol medication, such as a statin drug, should be supplementing with coenzyme Q10. And really, I always recommend, because not everybody genetically can absorb coenzyme Q10, I always recommend just a plain ubiquinol supplement. They're slightly more expensive, but you're guaranteed to actually absorb them. Of course, another independent risk factor is both prediabetes and diabetes. Blood sugar control is so important, especially when you're trying to control your risks for cardiovascular disease. And obviously obesity and being overweight. When I say obesity, I mean, there are people whose BMI is greater than 30, and that is when you're obese. But a lot of us carry a few extra pounds than we really need to, and it does have a little bit of a, it contributes to your heart health. Smoking, if I could say for the number one thing that we need to eliminate, it would be smoking. If anybody is still smoking, obviously that would be good to eliminate that, and certainly get your family members. It still is a significant problem, much more so than we would probably like to believe. Also, lack of physical activity. Really, I think in the past 2 years, this is when a lot of people have not been going to the gym like they had been. Some of us have not been going outside the same way that we were, doing the activities that we would normally do. And I think it's taken its toll. I think on last night's call, we talked about COVID curves, and I think it's plagued a lot of us. So increasing that physical activity is so important. Gender is a big factor. Now, I know you want to believe that cardiovascular disease is more of a man's disease than a woman's disease, but I'm going to show you that that's not true. Also, heredity. If you have a family history of heart disease, and this is where it becomes really personal for me. My dad had his first massive heart attack, and you heard me say first massive heart attack at age 52, had a quadruple bypass. As soon as that happened, that meant that my risk of cardiovascular disease went up dramatically. I mean, really dramatically. However, my dad's history does not have to be my history because I know better. And now I know what I can do genetically to improve my risk. Let's talk about women and heart disease, because I would say the majority of the people on this call are women, and I suspect most of the men on the call are married. So let's talk about heart disease in women, because this is really stunning. And the reason I actually have this slide available is because I'm doing a big talk for the largest African-American sorority in the United States. Someone reached out to me last week and said, would you be willing to do a program on African-American women and heart disease? And I said, absolutely. It is just a huge problem. The majority of the doctors that I work with are African-American. So I can tell you that it's really, this is a passion for me. But women, pay attention to this, because if you understand how many women under the age of 65 have heart attacks each year, is pretty stunning. And you can see those, you know, I'm not going to read all of these slides because we're going to make this presentation available. And quite honestly, it's not just older women. Younger women are experiencing not only heart attack, but also stroke. If you look at the number of women who went to the emergency room, who were basically turned away, it's shocking, because women are not recognized for their heart disease the same way as men are. In fact, the American Heart Association found that 43% of women didn't know that cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer of women. It actually claims 10 times more lives than breast cancer. Can you believe that? 10 times more lives. And most people don't know that. In fact, I thought this was a stunning statistic. Only 8% of primary care doctors, those are family medicine doctors, and 17% of cardiologists knew that more women than men die from heart disease. That's shocking. This is from a book called Beat the Heart Attack Gene. If you have a chance to download it, it's a great little book, and it's one that will provide you with a lot of information. Here's the fun fact. The vascular endothelium is the largest organ in the body. Most people don't know that. What I can tell you is it's the inflammation in the lining of the artery walls, which is the endothelium. That is where the majority of heart attacks occur. It's sudden cardiac arrest. It's not the hard plaque that causes the problem. It's the soft plaque that ruptures. Here's another not so fun fact. Diabetes is the equivalent of cardiovascular disease. If someone has type 2 diabetes, now that's not type 1, type 2. Type 2 is driven by lifestyle. So if you think about this, this number is climbing every year. You would think with all the treatments that we have and with all the knowledge base and the education that we have, that diabetes would not be increasing. You would think it would be decreasing, and it simply is not. There are more people overweight. There are more people and younger people who are being diagnosed with diabetes. So blood sugar control is an extremely important part of heart disease. And it is unfortunately getting worse. Here's, this is a chart that I've shown to the group a couple of times, and I absolutely love this chart because it really does give us a basis for how we should be eating for our DNA. But even if you don't know anything other than, if you fell into the middle of the road here, where you were in the middle, which is ApoE3, if this was where you fall, just look at how you would have to divide up the calories of your day and how important things like soluble fiber and fish oil are to your health. 25% of our calories should come from fats. Those are good quality fats, and we'll talk about that. 20% of our calories should come from protein, good quality lean protein, and 55% from carbohydrates. Now, before you leap into the conclusion that that means pasta and rice and potatoes, it doesn't. Those are fruits and vegetables. So the majority of your food should be fruits and vegetables, or at least the majority of your calories should come from fruits and vegetables. Moderate alcohol is acceptable. I have a glass of wine. This is 1 glass in the evening, and that is permitted because I happen to fall into this E3 category. So having 1 glass of wine every night it kind of raises my HDL. That's not true for people who have a more serious family risk of cardiovascular disease. Those people who might have a family history of Alzheimer's and dementia would want to consume less alcohol. And I'm not encouraging anybody to start drinking because I've said that it will raise your HDL. That's not the point. Fiber will raise your HDL and also help with your LDL cholesterol. But I just want you to know that if you do consume 1 glass of wine a night, it's acceptable for most genotypes. Also, the type of exercise that you do is really important for heart health. So 50% of your exercise in the E3 or the middle category should come from aerobics. That can be brisk walking, it can be running, it can be riding a bike, it can be from aerobic exercise that raises your heart rate. But 50% of your exercise should come from resistance or light weights. In this chart, it's called strength-based training. And that can be as simple as kettlebells. It can be yoga. It can be Pilates. It can be resistance bands. Just something that enables you to start building lean muscle, because lean muscle is extremely important for heart health. So here are some dietary guidelines that we can follow. And this will just give you an idea of how, changing what we eat makes a big difference for that cellular inflammation. When we talk about LDL cholesterol, most people don't know that stands for low density lipoprotein, or LDL is the more serious cholesterol. That's your cholesterol that you want to keep low. HDL is your good cholesterol or your healthy cholesterol. You want it to be high. VLDL is very low density lipoproteins. Those are the sticky pieces that get stuck in your artery walls. Small dense lipoprotein is an indication. When I look at it, I can tell whether or not somebody really eats too much sugar, too many foods out of packages, or too much alcohol. It's really interesting on a blood test to be able to see that. And C-reactive protein. All of those are independent risk factors, but we have ways to reduce that. So if we can eliminate processed foods, if it comes out of a box or a package, just reduce the amount you eat. In my case, I have completely eliminated processed foods from my diet, and it's one of the best things I've done. And I can tell you that everything tastes better going forward. So it's not, it doesn't cause me any distress to say that I've given up processed foods, because it makes such a difference to how I feel. So your intake of starchy carbs like rice, pasta, white potatoes, white bread, the things that we enjoy, we can enjoy occasionally, just don't enjoy them on a regular basis. Things like sugar, cookies, pastries, cake, sugary drinks, those are foods that can be eliminated very, very easily. There are alternatives to that. And what you will be doing in the process is improving your heart health. Reducing your intake of alcohol, as I said, to that 1 glass of red wine every day, reducing saturated fats from your diet, butter, margarine, anything that is dairy related tends to raise your fat levels in your system. And reducing your consumption of red meat. And I would say once a week is probably adequate. And I couldn't read the very last one on that page because my screen is blocked here. I can't move it, so that's okay. So you'll have to read the last line for yourself because I can't read it. One of the things that I would say is read labels. Reading labels is one of the most important things we can do. Here's why. There are a lot of things, especially if you're going to include any packaged foods at all, any processed foods, which are convenience foods. And I'm not saying that you have to eliminate them completely, but just be aware. So it's that awareness that allows you to take a look at the sodium level. And in this particular case, the sodium of 850 milligrams is extremely high. If you have elevated blood pressure, this would not be a product that you would want to consume. Pay attention to serving sizes. A lot of people will look at this and go, oh, it's only 280 calories, but they're failing to look to see what the serving size is and how many servings there are for each container. Taking a look at the nutrition panel is extremely important. As you can see, the funny thing is in this label, they put down vitamin D, but there's absolutely zero vitamin D in the product. We have to pay attention to labels if we're going to have better heart health. So here are some dietary guidelines of what you should eat versus what you shouldn't eat. So increasing your consumption of fish and shellfish to at least 3 times a week. Now, For me, that's probably 6 times a week because I include seafood at lunchtime as well. I've completely converted to avocado oil, although olive oil is a really good oil to use, as long as it's purchased in small quantities so that it doesn't oxidize before you use it. Taking a really good quality omega-3 fish oil. Max 357 is an amazing product. For some of us, like me, I know that I have to even add a little bit more. So I might actually sometimes take 6 Max 357 a day instead of the 4 recommended. So I've learned to increase where I need to increase. Certainly increasing fiber in your diet, that will raise your HDL, which is extraordinarily important. Including whole grains, and you can see the list: barley, brown rice, buckwheat, bulgur, millet, oatmeal, and whole wheat. Those are really good choices for you. Making sure that you support your glutathione reduces inflammation throughout your entire body. Now, my personal choice is ribosine because I know the science and I think it's absolutely amazing. I know what it's done for my body, but I also know that the N-acetylcysteine that's part of the Max GXL product is a very, very good product. What I like are the additional components to both of the Max GXL and to the Celgevity, which is the milk thistle and the broccoli seed extract. You're actually going to be hearing some more information about broccoli seed extract soon, and I think you'll enjoy knowing the history. Certainly increasing your antioxidants, all your fruits and vegetables. Those are the green carbs we've talked about that should make up 55% of your diet. And absolutely supplementing every day with Max Infuse, your antioxidant powerhouse of Max Infuse. Your body is able to utilize every single drop of that mixture, which I love. And also making sure you're balancing your blood sugar. This is a great little tip. If you know that you're diabetic or you know you're pre-diabetic, one of the ways you can turn down your blood sugar very, very quickly is to simply, every single snack, every single meal, make sure you have a balance of protein, fat, and carbohydrates. That alone will balance your blood sugar faster than you can imagine. You just have to pick good quality of each, but eating protein, fat, and carbs in the same meal. Don't have a standalone. For example, if you know your blood sugar tends to be elevated, don't eat an apple by itself. You can eat an apple with a handful of almonds, and it actually balances your blood sugar. So that's a little tip. I love this chart, and I'll explain it very, very briefly because I know it's a busy chart, but this is why you want cysteine in your diet. This is why cysteine from the ribosine compound is so extremely important. When you take a look at this, and we're only going to look at this side of the chart, if you happen to be ApoE2E2, you have adequate cysteine. These are people that tend to have really high antioxidant levels. As you see, as the chart goes down, the amount of cysteine declines. So those people who are ApoE4E4 tend to have really high risk of cardiovascular disease, higher risk for Alzheimer's, and also for dementia. So that's why that cysteine compound is so important. And this is a slide from the very first medical symposium done by Dr. Margie Smith. So let's talk about the Max Powerhouse for heart health. Celgevity is my go-to. I think this is the most amazing product. And I can tell you that I have a cardiologist here in Houston that has been using Celgevity in her practice for about 4.5 years. Every single patient who comes in with an elevated pulse score, which is that protein unstable lesion signature, when she has a patient who comes in with an elevated pulse score and she knows that they have increased inflammation, which is what the pulse score shows, she immediately puts them on Celgevity. And then she tracks them and she retests them after 90 days. And she can show you clinical evidence that this works extremely well. So what I know about it is we've seen a reduction in cholesterol levels, works extremely well for that. It reduces inflammation throughout the entire body, which is the driving force for cardiovascular disease. That's why Celgevity in this formula is so incredibly important. Max Infuse is an enormous powerhouse of nutrients. Our body produces 3 antioxidants. Our body produces glutathione. Our body produces superoxide dismutase and catalase. Max Infuse is a powerhouse to support all of those processes. So it's extremely important because it goes into your system and people can feel this immediately. I use this always as a combination with Celgevity. And then when we had the great fortune of having Max 357, this is my cardiovascular powerhouse. It works extremely well all together. When you take a look at where this fish oil is farmed and how it's processed, you know that your body is getting the absolute best. And I guess it doesn't hurt that it also helps your hair, your nails, your skin. Those are really kind of the little added extras that helps your brain health. Absolutely critical. So if you want proof, I mean, if anybody wants proof, simply go to the research. And you know I'm a big research person. This was the first study that was done in New Zealand by Dr. Sally McCormick and her team. And this was a study done on specifically genetic mice who tended to have high lipoprotein A. Now, the way that this is really important is my brother's a cardiologist, and I can tell you, he's told me time and again, there's absolutely nothing you can do to reduce lipoprotein A in those people who have that genetic polymorphism or mutation. But in reality, there really is. There is something that you can do to basically support lipoprotein. And this clinical study showed that it worked extremely well. Then we have another study that deals with ApoE deficient mice, another study on atherosclerosis and on lipoprotein A. And you want to be very careful when you're presenting this information to people. This was a study that was done on mice that were specifically engineered. And it is a really, really good study. And here's why. These are the conclusions. And I love this. Ribocystine is rapidly metabolized and there's no evidence of liver toxicity. Now, when you talk to most doctors who prescribe medications, including those lovely statin drugs, which have been really good for a lot of people, liver toxicity is a problem. That's why you go in for a blood test every 3 months to make sure that you're not having a liver issue. So that is extremely important. When you can improve glutathione production within the liver, and you're starting to support all these body processes reducing inflammation, this is why this study is so important. It goes on to say, in summary, ribocystine is utilized in the circulation to increase glutathione levels, that's GSH levels, and glutathione peroxidase activity, and appears to provide protection against the development of atherosclerosis. So that is why this powerhouse of these 3 products is so important. So I just encourage everyone to adopt a healthy lifestyle. Lifestyle is really important. Find your favorite stress release, because stress is a huge contributing factor to cardiovascular disease. Whatever your stress release is, find it. Eat and drink for your health. And, one of those things that we haven't talked about is hydration. I would suggest that everybody just really start paying attention to hydration, making sure that you're consuming enough water. It's extremely important. And then balancing those blood sugars by making sure that you combine proteins, fats, and carbs in meals and in snacks. And then, of course, increasing your physical activity, making sure you're walking, 3 to 4 times a week, and you don't have to start out quickly. This is something that I recommend to people, especially if they're starting an exercise regimen. Be careful. Just be cautious. Make sure you don't overdo to start off with, because you won't maintain that. You'll give up too quickly. And the worst thing you can do, is really give up. Making sure that you have at least some physical exercise every single day, whether it's aerobic exercise or resistance exercise. And as I said, really, if you do it if you intersperse the two and walk 2 to 3 times a week, and then do resistance exercise 2 to 3 times a week. This is recommended by one of the cardiologists that I work with Pulse, and I can tell you that this works extremely well, and we've seen resistance exercise really change those numbers. So create your plan. Create your plan today to reduce your cardiovascular risk. We know that we can do it because we have the tools. And I invite any questions that you might have, but thank you so much for including me on the call today, Bill.
And thank you very much, Bobby. The last few weeks we've been connecting. This is just wonderful, wonderful information. And I certainly learned even more so tonight. Thank you very much. I don't know if we have time to do 1 or 2 questions, but if people do have some questions or wishes to consult with you, Bobby, they can contact you directly. I know I will be calling you.
Anyone is more than welcome to email me with questions. I'm happy to answer them.
Okay. Okay, Chris. Okay. So we'll move on to the next agenda. That'll be back to you, Jasmine.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you for the wealth of information that you are always, Bobby. And thank you for pulling it all together with our Max products. That's just brilliant how you put that together. Thank you, as always. Yes, I love going back to school with you being the teacher. All right, so I'm going to be talking about how we're going to unroll all of this in February and how you can share this with the people that you know. We've created a Facebook group similar to the one that you've seen for the MetaSwitch campaign, except ours is a public group. So this is our theme for the month because it's Heart Month in February, and it's the Facebook group is called Be Heart Smart to the Max. So if you're not yet a member of that group, go there. Just like I said, go into the Facebook groups and put that in, Be Heart Smart to the Max. That's the name of it. And get yourself to be a member, because what we're going to do on this group is that's going to be your go-to place. That's your center for getting information. And it's going to be information that you're going to be able to put out on your social media posts. Linda's going to be posting some flyers in that group. And there's going to be some information from Max Corporate. I've asked Larry Lowe to send us the new 357 video. And any new corporate flyers and links and information is going to be put on that Facebook group. So that's where you go. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a message every single day. Sue's going to be sharing more about that, but there's going to be daily content from the first to the end of the month that you can pull up one thing, and you're going to learn a little bit more about that in a few minutes. But it's like I said, it's about you doing Facebook posts. You can do a Facebook Live using these Heart Smart messages, and it's really like just a couple sentences. And again, like you're going to learn some of the topics later on. You can do a live, and you can, whatever that information is, you can present it in a live. You can do a pre-recorded video, or you can just take the post and it's a picture and you could post it, just so that you know you're going to have the most engagement by doing a live. So I'm going to encourage every one of you to get out there. All the information is there for you. You could just stand up there and get on a Facebook Live, read what that poster has to say, what the message for that day is, and then post that underneath. So that's your way to break the ice, because your content is going to be there every single day. We're going to be doing some fun stuff, and that is on Saturday nights. We're going to be having dance nights because we have all been cooped up too much. And so on Saturday night, save the dates. The dates are going to be Saturday, February the 5th, the 12th, the 19th, and the 26th, every Saturday night through the month of February at 8 p.m. Eastern time. What we're going to do is that we're going to have a dance session. No, I'm sorry, it's 7 p.m. I made a mistake. It's at 7 o'clock. And so we can have our glass of red wine that Bobby's been encouraging us to do. And we're going to have, on the 5th, we're going to have a song that we're all going to dance, because all our songs, the theme is going to have the word heart, or it's going to have the word love in it. And so the first Saturday on the 5th is going to be one song. So it's only about 3 minutes. If you want to continue dancing at home, go for it. On the 12th, it's going to be 2 songs. Then the following week is 3 and 4, so that we're also increasing our activity. And like I said, it's about getting us moving, getting us connected, and just having some fun. And that will be on this platform. So you're going to get messages about that you're going to be able to find that on the Facebook group. And also during the course of the month, again, just like they've been doing with a switch program, there's going to be exercises, and just anybody that wants to continue, because we want to overlap and integrate with what's going on until the end of April. Let's all stay healthy and physical and active. Anybody that wants to put any physical activity, exercise, any little thing that's, like I said, been going on in your group with the January ladies, feel free to add that into this group as well. So that's what I said. Like I said, that's going to be your go-to group, is that Facebook Be Heart Smart group. So I encourage every single one of you, if you're not on it yet, go and become part of that group, and then share and invite both your potential customers, friends, family, anybody that wants to learn, and everybody in your team. Just encourage them to all do the same thing to join. So in summary, let's educate all our connections and promote 357 and all the benefits about 357 and the uniqueness. You're going to learn a little bit about why it's so unique. And the challenge is on. It's on for you to share with others, have the best quality of life, improve the heart health for yourself and for others. And then let's see who wins max promotion at the end of February. So thank you for that. And
I think that's my cue to jump in.
I think it is.
All right. Well, I can honestly say that this has been a really fun team to work with, putting this Be Heart Smart campaign together. And the dancing is going to be amazing. You will all want to come out and watch Bill lead the rumba. I'm just kidding with that one. But anyways, I just wanted to bring your attention to one of the flyers, which is going to be the summary of all the flyers that, or posters, whatever we want to call them. There's 28 of them, so there is an index here. And just to highlight some of them, they have been put in some sort of chronological order and somewhat trying to coincide with certain dates of the month, but we do have like examples such as what are the omegas, why are they important, what are the benefits of 357, what can I do to improve my heart health, what's the significance of waist to hip ratio. So women, it's not bad to have your hips bigger than your waist. What is the bioavailability and why is that important? How can I measure my own heart health? How can I reduce stress? And Bobby had talked about that, smoking and heart health. So these are just some of the examples of the 28 posters. I'm looking forward to seeing the fun that you can have with them. I know it's a very serious topic, but we can have some fun with it. So back to you, Linda.
Thank you so much, Susan. At this point, I am, so thank you, Susan. It's been fun working with you on these posters. There's some fun information in there. Heart health is complex and difficult to have a lot of humor with it. So at the same time, though, we've tried to do that with these posters. So we hope that you find them useful. And it's not intended to be used sort of every day in the same way. As Jazz was saying earlier, that you could use them on your lives or providing that information in other social media opportunities. So thank you again, Susan. And at this point, I am going to turn it back to Chris to help us navigate where some of this material is going to be housed.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, thank you, Linda, and great job, everybody. And by the way, just wanted to mention that we have representation from the Philippines. Welcome. These guys are just waking up while we're going to bed. And we have representation from the United States. We have representation from across Canada, East Coast to the West Coast. And also we have representation from the USA. So folks, this is a lot of fun. I absolutely love this. And congratulations for all of you to participate in all of these campaigns. Before I turn it over to Tammy, let me just kind of share my screen. I prepared something here just to help you kind of orient yourself a little bit. Can you guys give me a thumbs up if you can see this? Just perfect. Okay. So this is, let's start with the Facebook group. Just right now, I just went to Facebook, right? I just went on their group. And what I did is I did a search for, I'm just not going to do this right now because I'm not the greatest typist. I did a search for the heart, in fact, for some reason. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so you do a search for that, okay, and it'll show up right here, okay? And my recommendation is be part of the action, right? If you're not part of the organization, you're not part of the group, you know how humans are, we get cold. So I really recommend you plug in and you just kind of participate. It's an opportunity to do some Facebook Live and have fun with this. I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun. I used to make a big deal of making Facebook Lives, and now I'm actually enjoying it. My wife is like thousands of miles ahead of me, but you know what? I'm catching up and having fun with it. And in moving to the right, this is the active team site. And if you go under resources, I know, Kathy, you're asking if the videos are here. Yes, if you go under videos, and by the way, I mentioned the website is completely being revamped. So you guys are going to be amazed. What you see here is nothing compared to what's coming. But if you go down and you go for Diamond webinars, the most recent webinar happens to be me a bit too often here. But anyway, so they're here. But sometime the website may take a little bit longer. Then you can go right to the actual domain active team training, which will take you to this channel. Okay. And on this channel, folks, we got a lot of people here. Let me rephrase, a lot of videos here that are just available. It goes on forever. So my recommendation, if you go on their playlists, okay. So for example, you're looking for this call this evening, you will want to look for the Go for Diamond webinar. Okay. So if you click on the playlist here, then you should see the most recent call. I need to change that picture. So, and these are the ones, I believe this is the one that Bobby, so Bobby, I should have your face there, not mine. So I think I've uploaded that this morning. So I'll fix that in a moment. And it took a while. So I just kind of went and did something and I never came back to it. So I need to change the thumbnail picture here. Okay. So this is the most recent one that we did on Sunday. It was phenomenal. And it was a bit of a reflection plus more details with the heart health details that Bobby talked about. It'll be right here at the top. Okay. So again, if I go back, if you go to the active team training, it'll take you this channel over here. You'll see active team training. And from there, you select playlist. And I mean, just feel free to navigate here. But the Go for Diamond webinar is over here. You click the playlist, you can see them all. Okay. Now, back to what I was asked to do is if I go back to the website, just go back to the main page. And you go under resources, you go under document, okay? And eventually there will be an app. So it'll be faster through the app. For the time being, it's under construction. But you would select Canada, USA in this case, okay? And if you happen to be abroad and anywhere around the world, you want to be part of this campaign, folks, hey, listen, you're very welcome to take this stuff. So you would select English in this case, and then you would select campaigns, okay? I hope I'm not going too fast. And as you select, and remember, it's recorded. You can always pause the video. So from there, you'll notice we did December. The details that we did in December are here. And it's going to be there permanently. And as we evolve, we're just going to be adding more. And the January campaign is the one that today is the last day of the month, but the campaign is still going on for another 2 months. Okay, so there's a lot of details here, but to have more details with other kind of trainings and content, you need to be part of the group that was created, just like Jasmine created over here. And if you need more information on what group is where and everything else, get back with a person that sponsored you into Max and all the way up to us, and we'll guide you in the right direction. But for that, you need to order your Switch products. Okay, so it's very important. If you order your Switch products, we recommend 90 days, but as long as you have your month, then you'll be welcomed into the group, and then you can take advantage of all the extra perks that Max is providing. And the other thing here, go back into now the month of February, because we're still in January, it is not in here. But after this call is done, I do have access to the file. I'll be putting them in here. Okay. And that's when you'll be able to access the files to get the details. You may want to know, well, maybe like, I know that some of you are new here, like Marcus just signed up 2 days ago. He may not be aware of the promo that's currently there and the promo that John was mentioning. It's possible that you might be a little bit overwhelmed with, okay, where do I go? How do I get this information? We'll walk you through all of that. So the fact is we'll have a lot of great details here to help you understand what is going on. And I believe that I've covered what I wanted to cover. So I'm not sure if there's something else, Jasmine, you would like me to add.
I just thank you for that, Chris, and walking everyone through that. I just received a message from Larry Lowe. I had asked him today about the new video for the 357 and any new material. And this is hot off the press. It says that the Max Welcome portal in the virtual office is going live tomorrow, Tuesday, February the 1st. And it's going to have an introduction to library of assets in the virtual office, arrange for associates to get great start in their Max business. It's going to include, the features will include why Max, the Max science, the Max business, recognition events, Max branded marketing materials, resources and tools, training, and more updates and features to come. So we will, as soon as that shows up tomorrow in the Max virtual office, we'll be pulling again any material that relates to 357, and we'll be putting it on the Facebook group. And you as well, go into the Max website and pull anything that you want out so that you can put that in your own Facebook lives and posts. So thank you, Chris, for letting me interject. Thank you.
No, I appreciate that, Jasmine. Certainly appreciate it. And folks, also, I wanted to let you know, whatever promotion that Max is putting forward, you can always get it if you go to the blog.max.com. You should be registered. If you're not, you really should. If you want to make decent money with this company, and trust me, you can, you have to be plugged in with the information. So you're not always surprised with what's coming, but you're prepared for it. So remember, it's not just about you knowing, but it's about you and your downline or the people in your team knowing. And it's the duplication process that is the magical impact that will have the magical impact in growing your organization. Okay, so often what happens is people tend to wait, and a lot of it has to do with our upbringing, right? Is the job environment where we're being told what to do. We're waiting for this. It's kind of the way we were brought up, from our education process to the job process. But as an entrepreneur, you have to be intuitive. You have to dig in. You have to be prepared. So what we're doing here with all these trainings is we're trying to give you the content, but it's important that you don't just wait for someone to tell you to go there and get it, but actually go and verify, check it out. Often there's a lot of posts that are being posted regularly, and many of you may wait 2-3 days, maybe even a week, even a month before you click like or you respond to it, right? I'm not trying to kind of point the finger. What I'm saying is try to be intuitive by being there more frequent and being aware of what's going on. And I'm telling you, it will serve you well, because there's a lot of training, a lot of information to help you. And these campaigns are designed to help you kind of provide the information, the inline consumer or prospect that may want to become an associate or both. So Tammy, I'm going to turn this over to you if you want to add a few more words as we end this call.
Well, I just want to congratulate everybody for the work involved in putting this February campaign together. We all know who's already done a campaign knows what it takes to put a campaign together. So congratulations to you, and thank you again, Bobby. Oh my gosh, I always learn a ton when you speak, and very, very informative. And I would love to have those PowerPoints. I know what you shared yesterday and today, And yeah, the one on the switch, yeah, that's going to help people tremendously to get the right verbiage and when they're connecting with people, especially those who are also doing some lives. There might be certain key things that they could just grab a couple of key insights from that to create curiosity enough for somebody to connect back to them and say, I'd like to get more information. So thanks again. I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. And it is our year. I keep saying that because we're thriving this year for sure.
Wonderful, everybody. Well, thank you for attending, and we look forward to February. Congratulations again, and let's say our death goodbye. What's the expression?
Sign language.
Sign language goodbye. Yeah, sorry about that. My French kicks in from time to time. So everybody have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and we're looking forward to next week. And really take advantage of all the offers that are provided. And John, thank you for again just providing this wonderful incentive and having the time and spending the time with us this evening. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you.
Always my pleasure, Chris. And to all of you, have a great evening.
Thank you. Thank you, John.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, John. You as
Bye,
well.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.